Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Chelsea, and I'm a mom to 6. Sorry, Hudson's sitting here playing. I just got done filming my teen mom story, and I feel like I have a few more minutes maybe? So I'm gonna go ahead and pick another topic, but I'm gonna pick, I asked on my community tab, by the way. I just got done talking, so I feel like we're all on the same page, but you might not have just watched that video. I asked on my community tab, I listed different things I could talk about. I said I feel chatty, let's talk. I let y'all vote, and so Teen Mom won for the over 2 hours that it was out. Talked about that. The next thing that won was actually unschooling, but I feel like that's going to be a long video, and I only have a little bit of time. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about self-care as a mom, because I feel like that's pretty quick, and I will have time to get that done before I have dinner to cook and a baby who's tired of sitting, being such a good boy. You're such a good boy. So, and my look at self-care comes from a place of when self-care made me hate, almost, not hate, made me unhappy in my motherhood and my housewifeness. Because I feel like in society we make self-care be something that it's not. Self-care should be things that you do to keep your mental health healthy, right? To keep that up, to keep you feeling you, to keep you from feeling down. I feel like what we do to mothers and to a lot of people is we make it almost like guilty, like if you're not practicing self-care, shame on you. And I feel like especially with mothers, we make them think that they have to do some grand self-care things to be a good mom. Well, moms have enough mom guilt as it is. We don't need anyone to add anything else onto this. So I feel like I'm explaining this in a funny way, but I can just say from my experience, there have been times where I'm very content in my mommyhood. I'm very content in how my days flow. This was me kind of years ago. I'm still content, but I would be very content in how my day went. I was very content in spending all my day with my children and my husband and doing the things I need to do at home and homeschooling and cooking the dinner. I was very content in that. And yes, we all need mental breaks and we all need to do things for ourselves, but I feel like some of those things come naturally. We don't have to really reach out and grab them and try to make them harder than they need to be. So I was very content in my young mommyhood, mostly when I had 3 to 4 kids. And I would have people make it seem like I shouldn't be, and then I would start thinking about it. So they would be like, well, you can't spend all day just with your kids. You have to get out and do something. You need to get away from your kids. You need a break from your kids. You just need to get out and do something for you. And that's true. You do need time to yourself. Especially I'm an introvert. I definitely have to have downtime, me time. But why were they making me feel bad for being happy, being at home with my kids? So I almost got depression from this. From this whole thought of you can't be happy. You cannot be happy to be home all day with your kids. You cannot be happy to most of the things you do just be for other people. You cannot be happy. I was happy until they put all these thoughts in my head, and I feel like in society we do this. Like what, moms have to drink wine and eat chocolate in the closet to be happy? What is that? What is up with that? I don't know. Or moms cannot be happy unless they get hours alone every single day. For one thing, that's not realistic for a whole huge chunk of us moms. We're not going to get hours alone every day, okay? And I think, I imagine that a lot of you could probably relate, and that I am, if you think about it. Are you happy spending your day with your children? And we have a lot of funny memes we like to share about, oh, we can't wait till the kids leave. We can't wait till the kids go to school. We can't wait till dad gets home so we can run out the door. We all have hard days. Some days, yes. We all are ready for, oh, thank goodness it's bedtime. Because some days are hard. But as a mom, our days are called to mother. As a wife, we are called to do wifely things. Motherly things. Housewife, you need to be taking care of your house. These are things we're called to do. And I feel like a lot of us find frustration not within ourselves and what we were called to do and what we're happy to do, but because society and other people who maybe aren't in it and don't get it are telling us we cannot be happy if we are not first. Guess what? We're not first. And And I will get on to what I do for self-care after my soapbox rant, I promise. You are not first. Okay? You have God, you have your spouse, you have your children, you have you. Now it is true, you cannot pour from an empty cup. But there are so many ways to fill your cup up through those things that I really want to get the point out there that think about it. If you feel frustrated in your mommyhood, are you frustrated? Or do you feel like society and people around you are telling you you're frustrated? And maybe that's not true for you. Maybe that's only true for me. But I'm certain there has to be a few people out there that can feel that. Are you actually frustrated? Do you actually need to go out and do some grand gestures for yourself? Or does society tell you that you need to be miserable and look a mess and feel bad about it and drink wine and sit in the closet to eat your chocolate and sit in your car for hours because you can't stand to see your children? Is that really how you feel? Or does society tell you feel that way? Because that was the case for me. And it made me feel miserable in my motherhood because I thought I should be, because I thought I needed to get out more and do these things for myself more, and I wasn't able to. So then the fact that I wasn't able to do some of these things I felt like I needed to do made me feel miserable and whiny, kind of like a martyr. Like, oh, well, other moms get time to themselves and they can go get their nails done, and nothing about getting your nails done, that's great. But just the whininess in it, like, well, they get quiet time, and well, their kids will sleep all night, and their husband takes them to fancy restaurants. I think it's great to go to fancy restaurants. Again, I'm not saying nothing if you do. But I was letting myself get miserable over other people's expectations on what should make me happy, when what made me happy was reading with my kid, baking cookies with my son, picking flowers with my daughter, jumping on the trampoline and laughing, kissing my husband when he walks through the door, making a yummy dinner that everyone enjoys. Those things do make me happy. And it's okay to be happy being a mom. If that is your career, being a mom, being a housewife, maybe you have a career outside the home, but you're still happy at home and you're happy with your career and how your home life flows, it is okay to be happy. You don't have to be miserable. I don't know why we act like moms are miserable people. We're not. I know so many moms that enjoy being a mom. We have hard days. We do have to do self-care, but it's okay if having children and being a mom and housewife fulfills you. Truly. It is okay if that's what fills you up. Okay? So, just wanted to get that out there. That fills up my cup. That makes me happy. That fulfills me. And it is okay. Okay. That was my soapbox. Now, things I do for self-care, because self-care is important, but we have to look at it in a healthy way, and we have to know that it's okay if we don't need the self-care that we are sometimes shown that we need. Okay? So things I do for self-care that really do help is I have to have, for one thing, enough time with God, however that comes. Reading my Bible is really good at changing my perspective back to God, and if your perspective is on pleasing the Lord, you're going to, for one thing, feel happy, because you know that whatever you're doing that day, it's not menial, it's not small, because it's for the Lord. Okay, so that's going to make you feel good. And also, because you're trying to please the Lord, your attitude and your emotions is going to be pleasing to others around you. Isn't it? Yes. So that's going to benefit everyone in your house, let alone you. Okay? I find anyway. So sometimes that's praying, reading my Bible, or listening to worship music. If I'm ever feeling really down, like, oh, I gotta wash these dishes again. Because even though those things do fulfill me, being a mom and a housewife, sometimes we don't want to wash the dishes. Sometimes we feel like we do the same thing over and over, because sometimes that's just you do. You're gonna feel that way. Even if you love it and it makes you happy most days, some days you're gonna feel like it's the same thing over and over. So I find that turning on worship music, oh, it lightens the mood of my whole house. It makes me happy. So spending time with God, okay, reading my Bible, praying to God, giving him my burdens, listening to worship music while I clean or just walk around praising, it kind of changes the whole attitude of my whole house. So I find spending time with God to be something that really helps me feel good about myself and my day and my work as a mom. Bless you. Bless you. I find that surrounding myself with enough support and like-minded people also helps. So if you have friends, you can text and give them your struggles for the day, and them not just give you back too much, like, whining in return. Like, they're good and sympathetic, but they also encourage you on. Like, you got this, mama, I hear you. Here's maybe some advice, and here's some encouragement, and they cheer you on through your day. I find that to be very helpful, and that's sometimes hard. I sometimes find that if you don't have friends that can do that, even coming to some YouTube channels and finding mamas who, watching a little bit of their day, encourages you and makes you want to go do your day as good as they do it. I have some YouTube mamas I watch like that. That's helpful, but don't spend too much time, because then you might get a little comparative, and that's not good either. Another thing I find super helpful is journaling. Journaling helps me to empty my mind, so I get all my thoughts and feelings out, but then also I can go back and look, and sometimes I feel like we're more productive than we think we are. Because when you're journaling, for me anyway, I will write down some internal conflicts I might be dealing with, and I can see that resolved on paper, and that makes me feel accomplished, because we oftentimes will write down to-do list of what we can do physically, but when you're journaling, you are journaling down all the things that you are working on spiritually, intellectually, all that stuff, mentally, just internally, and you will see that getting done through the journaling, and that makes me feel like I'm getting something done. Also, yes, to-do list. Writing down simple things on a to-do list to check off makes me feel very accomplished, and that is some self-care for me. It really is. It makes me feel accomplished, and therefore that makes me feel good. So, yeah. Another thing I personally do for self-care is walking. Walking is amazing. For one thing, it's really good for you. But also, when I go on walks, I try to go alone. With Hudson now, he's usually strapped on to me. Sometimes Melissa goes, but Melissa's a listener, so I can yap and yap and yap. She just listens. But going on my own is really good too, and you're getting your exercise, so you get those endorphins to feel really good. But I will listen to praise music, or sometimes I'll listen to other music that just makes me feel, you know, good and refreshed, and I will just walk, and I'll pray while I walk and think while I walk, and it's quiet, and I know I'm doing something good for myself, and that walking is definitely on the top of my self-care list. If you can't get out and walk, maybe you have lots of little kids, you can put them in the stroller and try to walk. If they're happy with that, it'll still work for you. But there have been times where a walk would not have been a self-care item for me. It would have been a hassle and a struggle. Any kind of workout would have been. But walks work well for me right now in my season of life. As he gets older, we'll see. But even if you can leave them with your husband and just go for a quick 15-minute walk, that really helps. I used to walk for a good 30-45 minutes, and it was my me time, and it was wonderful. But even if you can only get out for 15 minutes, or just go around the block, the sunshine, the fresh air, the endorphins from moving your body, it's gonna perk you up. So that's a big self-care item for me. And then another one is a decent bedtime. In my house, my whole family, we go to bed at 8 o'clock. Now I have, you know, teenager, and I have preteens and older children, and I know a lot of kids those age go to bed later. But here's my thing. We go to bed at 8 o'clock because mommy needs her me time. I'm an introvert. I need quiet time. I need to recharge. That's really the only time of the day I watch any kind of TV. So I need time before I actually go to sleep. My kids do not have to turn off their TV right away. They're allowed to watch a few shows, or read a book, or even talk quietly, but we're all in our rooms, we're being quiet and respectful, and that's it. We go to bed, we tell each other good night, we go to bed. You know, Aaron works second shift, he gets home at 11:30, everyone's asleep, and everything, so they don't stay up real late, but they're allowed to watch a couple of shows, that's fine. Mommy's gonna do that too, but we're all quiet and respectful and go to bed at a decent time. And that's a real big thing for me. I need that quiet time, because it's really, except for my walks, which, you know, he's with me on walks, sometimes Melissa goes, so at bedtime, no one is with me, he is asleep, and I can just really be quiet and get my introvert recharge time, watch a couple of shows that I want to watch, and that's really good for my self-care. You know I made notes on this, and I wish I would have them, because I'm trying to remember all my self-care things. Okay, this might sound silly, but I'm gonna go ahead and mention this. When I buy groceries, I will remember everyone else's likes and dislikes and wants above mine, and then I used to anyway, and then I would spend the whole week and I would have nothing really that I really enjoyed. And I know that sounds silly, maybe no one else does that but me. And Aaron pointed it out. He was like, you never buy anything just for you. Like, if we don't like it but you love it, you don't buy it. Your favorite coffee or your favorite cookie or your favorite whatever, you don't buy it ever for you. And I'm like, well, yeah, I know, but I got your this and her that and his this, and I'd be like, you gotta remember yourself. So that might sound silly, but picking up a few things for you throughout the week that's really gonna make your week better. You know, food shouldn't be the main point, but sometimes we just need a yummy mama snack, and that might sound silly, but it's not. I used to keep dark chocolate in my nightstand drawer, and when I needed it, take a little bite. Ah, so good. Or just anything yummy that you really like, your favorite dinner. It's okay to buy your favorite sometimes, even if it's not anyone else's favorite. It's okay to buy your favorite. You want that? What do you want? What do you want? So yes, we got Bible time, journaling, walking, sometimes a good hot shower, and you don't rush. You enjoy that hot water. You enjoy that steamy hot water. I used to always rush through my showers because I thought surely that world would fall apart if I was in the shower and everyone else had to fend to their own. Aaron would be here. I'd still feel like the world would fall apart. The world is not going to fall apart without you for a minute. You enjoy your shower. And of course, dates, getting out, all that stuff. Don't keep your expectations really high or you will never go. Me and Aaron have had more dates in 2020 than any other year, and I think it's because the expectations for the date are low. We're going to drive through and sit in the car and get something, and that's fine. So when you can get out, I think that's great to get out. I like to get out sometimes by myself, even if it's just to run, grab a coffee and come back, and I can play whatever music I want as loud as I want to, and that is good self-care too. Especially if you're really upset, you play some music. That's gonna help. But anyway, those are my self-care things that I really do. I'm sure I probably forgot one, but those are things that really help. The Bible time, the journaling, worship music, going to bed at a decent time, and that just helps anyway, because you're going to fall asleep a little earlier and you're going to be a better you the next day. But making sure you get quiet time in there, expressing yourself, don't hold things in. Find someone, a friend, a relative, your spouse, someone that you can, you know, if you're having a hard time, express that to them, not to be whiny, just to get it out and, you know, get advice and things like that. Watch things, listen to things that are going to fill up your cup and inspire you, not things that are going to make you feel down on yourself or your life. So, you know, you can find lots of good music and YouTube channels here that will inspire you and make you feel more inspired in yourself and your mommyhood and your wifehood. Is wifehood a word? I don't know. So anyway, those are my favorite self-care things. I hope this helped you out a little bit. Leave your self-care must-dos down in the comments below so other people can read them and get ideas, and I will like to read them as well. He's starting to get fussy. I'm going to go feed him and cook dinner for everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Sorry I ranted a little bit, but I haven't talked to you guys for a while other than the video I just filmed. Alright you guys, I'll see you later. Say bye y'all.